Being skinny fat is the absolute worst because your arms and your chest are basically non-existent, but at the same time, you have this little baby gut that you could see through your shirt. And having this type of physique is literally like a woman repellent, I swear. And being skinny fat for the majority of my childhood, fast forward into now, having a very athletic and aesthetic physique, this is the 5-step framework that I created to go from this to this in the matter of a few short years. So let's begin. The first step is mastering the art of fasting. Fasting is when you restrict a certain period of time where you do not allow yourself to eat. And when I first began my fitness journey when I was about 16 years old, I had no idea what fasting was until I came across a Kino Body video, funny enough, where he was talking about how he didn't eat at all until about 4 or 5 p.m., ate whatever he wanted, chocolate bars before bed, alcohol late at night. And although waking up and not eating for the first 6 to 8 hours of the day sounded absolutely insane to me at the time, it was at this moment when I became hooked on fasting. And I've always been a naturally early riser, so I would usually wake up at this time around 6 a.m. and not eat until about 12 p.m., which is when my lunch was for high school. And I would break my fast with something small, and then I would have dinner that night. And that was how I began my fasting journey. Now, fast forwarding today, no pun intended, I've developed more of a Andrew Tate diet approach to where I'll just play the clip for you so you can better understand it.
Designed to make me as irritable as possible. Maximum stress. So lots of caffeine, lots of nicotine, hunger, but hydrated, but very irritable, on edge, because that's how you get things done. It's how you fight the best, it's how you lift the most weights, it's how you do the most work. Everyone's so busy going through life trying to find this peace and happiness bullshit. Oh, I eat a nice meal, have a nice breakfast, and I can sit and relax and enjoy the sunshine. No. I'm hungry. I'm full of caffeine, I'm full of nicotine, and I've got problems to fix. I'm smoking my cigar, I need more caffeine and more nicotine. I need to be jittery, for the fast twitch. Do you understand? I have engineered my diet to make me as pissed off as possible.
Now, minus the cigars, that's essentially how I eat almost every day now. Basically, you just fast all day, constant black coffee, and then eat a fuck ton of meat and a little bit of carbs for dinner. And I'm not saying that you should do this because it took me a while to build up to eventually be able to sustain this type of diet. But if you can do it, I highly recommend trying this diet for a couple of reasons. The first one being that your brain is going to be constantly sharp all day long. If you don't believe me that food makes you slow, especially carbs, tomorrow morning, I want you to go get your little fucking oatmeal, put it in the microwave or whatever, and sit down and read a book. And start reading the book while you're still fasted from the night before. And as you start reading, start eating the oatmeal at the same time as you're reading. And what you'll notice is as you continue to read and consume the oatmeal and you start to digest the oatmeal, you'll start having to reread sentences, reread paragraphs. You're not going to understand what's going on in the book as much. Food literally makes you stupid and it makes you lazy. And if you do what I just told you to tomorrow morning, you'll find out that I'm 100% correct. So moving on to the second reason that I only like eating once a day is it's also amazing because a big meal at the end of the day is like a reward for all of your hard work during the day. So if you fasted all day, your brain's going to be sharp, like I said, and which means you're going to get more done. You'll hopefully have trained first thing in the morning, so you're going to be hungry from that as well. And then come dinner time, it's like this big treat that you get to have for yourself for accomplishing everything that you did during the day. And then you get to go to sleep full, knowing that you'll wake up and you'll do it again tomorrow, which is something to look forward to the following night. So teach yourself how to fast essentially is the first step of this 5-step framework. And if you're used to eating pretty frequently, like every couple of hours like I used to, it's going to be hard at first, but remember that you're not going to die if you don't eat every couple of hours. You're not going to die. Our bodies are designed and meant to be able to go weeks without food. Just remember that. The next step of the 5-step framework to go from skinny fat to shredded is nutrition. And I already covered a little bit of it in the fasting section, but now that we understand what fasting is and when to eat, now we need to know what to eat. And I'm going to tell you the best diet that I've found that works for me, who might be like you, who's a busy full-time student competing at a high level athletically while running a YouTube channel that posts daily. And I owe it all to my nutrition because it keeps me sharp mentally, it keeps me looking good physically, and it's also cost effective given that most college students tend to be broke, even though I'm not one of them. So like I already told you, I eat once a day, sometimes two if I have a very physically demanding day the following day. And I know that my body's going to need the extra calories for that day. So on the day of or the day prior, I will eat twice. But other than that, the majority of the time, I will only eat once a day. And what I eat is very simple. And it's actually so simple that I can count all of them on one hand. Meat, eggs, fruit, honey, and salt. Those are the 5 things that I consume pretty much every day. And as simple as it sounds, the timing of when I eat these 5 things is very important. So let me break it down for you. Fruit, honey, and salt digest very quickly compared to meat and eggs. So if I need quick carbs before a training session, for example, then I'll have like a bowl of fruit or a spoonful of honey with some pink Himalayan salt on it. This is because we don't want a protein heavy meal before our training session because it takes longer to digest and it'll feel like a rock sitting in the bottom of our stomach when trying to work out. And some of you might be different because I have people that I'm friends with that could literally eat like a full course meal and go work out right after. Everyone's different, but this is what I found works best for me. And then once all my training's done for the day, then that's when I'll typically have my power bowl, essentially is what I call it, which consists of about 3/4 to a pound of meat of my choice, about 4 to 6 eggs with pink Himalayan salt and honey drizzled on top. And for the meat, it's literally whatever I'm feeling that day. It could be ground beef, steak, chicken, pork, you name it.
Got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs, chicken, turkeys, rabbit, you name it!
Then for the eggs, these stay the same regardless of the meat that I have that day. I have eggs pretty much every day, and I usually just do scrambled because it's the easiest to prepare because they're quick, they're simple, good source of protein, no carbs, which is exactly what I want from them. So when both of these are done cooking, I usually chop them up, mix them in a bowl, and then like I said, I drizzle honey and some pink Himalayan salt on top. And I know this meal might sound weird to most people who usually just like having like bland ass chicken and rice, but just give it a shot and I promise you it might just become your new next favorite meal like it did with me. And that's pretty much everything I eat almost every single day of my life. And if you're wondering if it gets boring, the answer is no. You have a bunch of different types of meat to choose from. And you can also do salmon and tuna with your eggs as well if you'd like. Just to switch it up a little bit, instead of doing meat, you can also do some fish or any type of seafood that you want with the eggs. And then for the eggs, you can make them a bunch of different ways if you ever get bored of one type of egg. And then finally with the fruit, the honey, and the salt, I never get bored of these because I know that they're essential for replenishing all of my electrolytes that I lose from my training sessions. Plus the sweetness of the honey and some of the fruits are going to help with any sweet treat cravings that I might have during nighttime. So no, I don't get bored of them. I could literally eat that meal that I described to you every single day for the rest of my life, and that's what I honestly plan on intend doing. So the next step of the 5-step framework to go from skinny fat to shredded is cardio. And before you start saying shit, because I know that we all hit our cardio, myself included, I'm going to give you some ways to make your cardio more enjoyable for you. The first one is that you can do the Sam Sulek method, where you just go on a stationary bike for a half hour and you scroll TikTok or play fucking Clash Royale or some bullshit like that to pass the time. That's one way of doing it. And I've done that in the past and it works fantastic. It makes the time go by much faster, but that's not what I do on a consistent basis as of right now. What I do is currently a mix between long walks, interval runs, and sprints. The walks are nice to do, especially after meals, because they help you digest your food faster. Sprints are fun because they're short and sweet, but the interval runs, I'm telling you, is what I do for the first training session of my day in the morning, every single morning, because they suck the most. That's why I do them first thing in the morning. Basically, interval runs are where you run hard for a specific amount of time, and then your rest time is a very low intensity, like a walk level pace for a specific amount of time as well, and then you repeat that for rounds. And the one I actually did this morning, if you want to just copy it and do it yourself tomorrow, is run hard for 9 minutes with a goal of 1.5 miles, rest 3 minutes, then run 3 minutes with the goal of a half a mile, rest 2 minutes, and then run for 1 minute and 30 seconds with the goal of 1/4 mile, rest 2 minutes again, then run all out for 30 seconds with the goal of getting 200 meters. And that's the workout. And if that sounded confusing verbally, I'll put it up on the screen so you can get a better understanding of it. But this workout is actually my fitness test that we have to complete when I go off to preseason for soccer here in about 3 weeks. So that's why I'm doing this workout. But this workout is also a great form of cardio because in total, including the rest times, this workout only takes about 20 minutes to complete. But for those of you out there that just want to get your cardio in, I recommend long walks and sprints. They're something that you could do every single day. And personally, I love both of them because on the long walks, I usually listen to podcasts or brainstorm video ideas. And the sprints are just fun to just go all out and run as hard as you can. And if you want to make it even more fun, go get a friend and race each other because having that masculine male competition will help both of you run faster, run harder, which in turn means that you'll both be producing more human growth hormone naturally in the body, both be increasing your testosterone, and you'll both be burning more calories, which is going to be helping both of you get leaner simultaneously. The fourth step of the 5-step framework is weight training, and specifically circuit style training. And I'm not talking about CrossFit, because the difference between CrossFit and what I'm going to be talking about is we're still going to be doing our standard exercises like pull-ups, push-ups, dips, curls, tricep pushdowns, hanging leg raises. I'm basically just naming everything that I do at this point in the athletic aesthetic routine. But the point is that we're still going to be doing our basic movements, but doing them for time, which is going to burn more calories while still building muscle. And what I mean by doing them for time is that, for example, with pull-ups, I do 50 of them every single workout, but I do them in sets of 10 on the minute, every minute for 5 minutes, which gets me 250. So I have a stopwatch next to me, and when I hit start, I do my 10 pull-ups, which usually takes me about 15 to 20 seconds. And then I rest for the remainder of the minute. And every time the minute turns over, I do another 10 pull-ups, and I repeat that until I get 50. And the reason I do my sets like this is because I've never been a huge rest guy in the gym. I don't know about you, but when I used to go to a commercial gym, obviously I have a home gym here now, but when I used to go to a commercial gym, I always hated taking like 1 to 3 minutes rest in between exercises, like the science geeks always used to tell you. But I don't know why. It's like the way my brain is wired, that shit is so fucking boring to me, to be honest with you. So I just found this way of training because I can still train how I want to in terms of the exercises that I do. But now I don't have to spend all this time resting, and I can get my workouts done much faster. I can burn more calories during my workouts. And it's just fun because it's like a race against the clock, because you got your stopwatch rolling on your phone, you got the music blasting in your headphones, you got the adrenaline pumping, and you only have like 27 seconds before your next set of pull-ups because the last set took you so much longer because you're tired and your lats are burning, and you can barely get your chin over the bar for the 9th and 10th rep. And it's like a race against the clock, and it's fun. Like, this shit is so much more fun. And if you haven't tried this style of training yet, I highly recommend it because you can still keep the same exercises that you already do. If you don't have a routine, then go watch this video for one. But you can still do all of the fun exercises like curls and shit, but do them in a way that burns more calories. You get your workout done quicker. You don't get bored because you don't have all the time to just sit there and rest. And the pump, I completely forgot to tell you about the pump. The pump is fucking insane. The pump that you get from doing 50 pull-ups in under 5 minutes or 50 curls in under 2 minutes is fucking insane. Fuck what all these guys are talking about resting 90 seconds in between each set for the most optimal muscle recovery in between sets. Fuck all that shit. Go in there, have a total number of reps that you want to do for a given exercise in mind, blast some fucking Brazilian funk music in your headphones, and just go crazy. That, in my opinion, is an infinitely more fun way to train that's still going to get you the results that you want for the physique that you want to have. And last but not least, the 5th step of this 5-step framework is to just move more. And this sounds like common sense, but most people just don't move enough throughout the day. Like, if your job requires you to sit at a desk and work at a computer, just get up every couple of hours and do like a 5 to 10 minute walk. If you have a hard labor job, even better. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. Fuck it, run up the stairs sometimes. Like when we were a kid, who gives a fuck what everyone else thinks around you? Park farther away at the grocery store so that you have to walk farther. Have a pair of light dumbbells next to your desk while you work, and so you can do some reps while you're working. And these are just little things that you can do every single day that they might seem small and insignificant, but everything in life compounds, and they'll make a huge difference over the long term, not only in your physique, but your overall health. And real quick, I'm going to go back to the examples that I gave where you might be doing these type of things that aren't considered normal around other people. I want you to understand this. Fuck what everyone else thinks of you. Because let's be honest, the colleagues at these type of desk jobs, they're all fat fucks, right? And if you don't want to be like them, which if you're watching this video, I'm pretty sure you don't want to be like these type of people. In order to not be like 99% of the people in the world, we have to do the things that they aren't willing to do. That means bringing your own lunch to work so you don't have to eat the processed cafeteria food, training at your desk with light dumbbells during work, running up the stairs, going on walks during breaks. To have what people don't, you have to do the things they won't. And that goes for anything in life, not just your physical health. So that is the 5-step framework of how to go from skinny fat to shredded. And if you need any credentials of why you should listen to me, here are the 2 photos of 2017 to 2023 of my body transformation going from skinny fat to shredded. And here's what I look like today. And I hope this video helped you starting your transformation, or if you've already started your transformation, I hope this helps you break any plateaus that you might have gone through trying to achieve your dream physique. And I'll see you tomorrow, my friend.